All right. So thanks everybody for joining me today. And then, like I said, just put in the comments in the chat button. You can feel free to utilize this chat anytime throughout our time. Need release. Yes, absolutely. Good. Well, I'm glad you're here. I think this will do that for you. So feel free to utilize that. I'll be asking you a few questions as we go. But then also just know that I just want to make sure that I'm letting everybody in. Good. I know I have a lot to let go of, so I'm excited for you to help me with that. Excellent. Yes. Yes, yes. We're going to do that today for sure. And it's cool how really short a time we can do this. So first of all, I'm really glad you're here. I just want you to be very open-minded today because a miracle can happen at any moment, right? A miracle can be just a simple, small shift in your mind. Like literally, I was at the gas station the other day and noticed myself kind of in a little negative funk. And I clicked my mind to something else and I snapped out of it. And literally, I was at the gas station. I opened my car door to go around and put gas in my car. And I was like, holy cow, I literally shifted that in a second, you guys. So that can be a miracle, right? A miracle is so small. So I just want you to be open to receiving that today and open to like have the student's mind. You might have heard some of this before, but I just want you to have a brand new mind where you're like, where you can absorb it and you can take this stuff in, okay? As if you've never heard it before, because I might say it in a different way. Hi, Fallon. Hi, John. I'm so glad you're here. Going through the beginning of a divorce, need an outlet. Oh, excellent. This is the perfect place for you. Yes. A lot of us know how that feels. So you're not alone by any means. Okay. So just be open to letting this stuff go through you and whenever it shows up for you. So some symptoms I want to say of letting some of this stuff go is you might feel physically lighter. That's literally why I called it that, because you might feel lighter in mind, lighter in heart, lighter in your body. I want you to drink a lot of water before this, like during this, and then after as well, because energetically you're gonna, good job, Fallon. Energetically, you're going to be releasing a lot of stuff. Okay. You might feel tired, you might feel happy, you might feel sad. Just know that all of this is totally okay. And this is all coming up for you to release. So you might feel some physical stuff too. Okay. So today we're going to identify, release, and replace some negative emotions, some things that might be weighing on you with lighter feelings and ways of being. So why do this? Okay, I'm going to see if I can move this sidebar over a little bit, you guys, so I can see what I actually wrote in the presentation. So if you want to clean the house, you have to see the dirt. I literally just did a post about this 2 seconds ago. And this is Louise Hay. She's been a teacher since like the 70s. And she was one of the pioneers of putting together the physical, how we feel physically, and our emotional state, and putting those two together, realizing that how we feel physically on the outside has so much to do with what we're thinking and what we're feeling on the inside. And so in order to clean the house, so we want, right, this outcome, we want to feel good, we want to look good, we want to do all these things, we want to be successful and productive and have amazing relationships. But in order to do that, we have to clear away some of the stuff that's not serving us first, right? We have to actually be willing to look at it. So I want to commend you all for being here, first of all, because it is rare. I don't know if you saw, I had, there's 20 some people interested in the Facebook group. I understand that time is an issue and sometimes we get busy or we forget, but I want to say that actually showing up to do this work, you guys, is rare. And so just give yourself a little pat on the back right now, just for showing up and being willing to see your own shit right now. Okay. Because a lot of people are not willing to do that. But this is what makes little shifts for you. This is what will really just open your eyes to what is actually going on with you. Because when we point our fingers outside and blame everybody else, then things can't actually change in here. Right. And in here is the only place that we have control of to change. We don't have control of the other people. Okay. So a lot of people don't do this because it can be super painful to look at your own stuff. You have to be like, oh my gosh, I did that. Or I allowed that in my life. Why was I allowing that? Why did I have such low standards, right? You have to be willing to look at it, and that can be painful sometimes. So a lot of people don't want to do it for that reason. It can be hard. It can be a challenge. And then also other people just like to blame people and not take responsibility for it. So good job for you for showing up today, first of all. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay. So the reasons we do want to do this, I know I don't have to convince you because you're already here, but I just want to let you know that, like I said, these are kind of some of the side effects that you might feel after doing this kind of work. You might have less stress in your life. Bottling up stuff obviously leads to physical and mental heaviness and wear and tear on us. You might notice a shift in your mood. We often get a sense of relief after we unload some stuff. You know how it feels like after you vent to a good friend or something like that, you're just like, oh, that's off my chest. Thank you. Which is all well and good, right? Venting is fine. But also sometimes when we do that, we're just perpetuating more of the same. We're actually just like creating more of the same when we're focused on those negative things. You might notice some emotional processing, which leads to greater self-awareness. So you're going to start to notice, okay, when I do this, this is how I feel, and everything like that. And so greater self-awareness, this leads to better relationships because we get more understanding and empathy for other people and where we're at and our patterns and everything that we're doing in our lives. So greater awareness is awesome. And this might lead to more clarity. So you might be getting better at problem solving and making better decisions for yourself. So when you're more in tune with yourself and what you need, you make better decisions for yourself instead of just going with what you've always done, right? That greater awareness is like, how do I want things to go now? How do I want to shift things? I used to make that decision in the past, but that's not me anymore. That's not what I want anymore. You might notice better physical health. Like I just said, emotions are tied to our physical health, right? If you notice soreness or pain in your hips and knees are an unwillingness to move forward. So if you have knee problems, or if you've had hip issues, or if you notice your hips are tight, this could be you're afraid to move forward in some area of your life. Okay. Stored up resentment often leads to cancer. So there's a whole myriad of research. The Body Keeps Score is a good book. You Can Heal Your Life is a good book by Louise Hay. These are great tools for you to see how connected our bodies are messengers for what's going on the inside. So our bodies are just trying to tell us these things, okay? So when your body's telling you something, I want you to just be willing to ask and say, what are you trying to tell me? Because often there's an emotional tie that's going underneath. Creativity flows. Like once you release some of the stuff, you might notice that you just like want to express yourself, whether that be talking, painting, singing, dancing, writing, whatever. But then you can use some of these experiences to draw on to. I know when I have let something go or have an epiphany, then I feel this sudden burst of creativity, and it feels really, really good. And then self-acceptance. This can lead to greater self-acceptance and self-compassion. And so I think that's honestly at the core of a lot of what I teach, is that like learning to love yourself is the basis for healthy relationships going forward. So these are some things that you can expect when you keep practicing this work. Oops. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. Welcome. Hi, here we are. This is what we're doing right now. We're going to breathe and just really get you in the zone, get grounded in your body so you're present. And so you're not thinking about all the things that you have to do in, 30, 40, 50 minutes or whatever, or what came before this. I'll introduce you to me real quick, and then we're going to identify and let go of things that are on your mind. And this is why you're here. And then I'm going to give you a rundown real quick on a couple specials I have going on that are like time sensitive. They're happening right now. And then we're going to release all of this. Okay. So that's just what we're going to do. I just wanted to give you a little rundown so you know what to expect. And right now we are just going to get centered in our bodies. So I want you to just get real comfortable wherever you're sitting right now. We're only going to do this for a couple minutes. And I want you just to stop moving for a few minutes and plant your feet on the floor. and try to have your hips level. So your hips are going to be sitting down, and just try to make them level so you can notice where is one sinking in deeper, where is the other one, and just try to have those on a level playing ground. Okay. You can put your hand on your heart if you wish. I like to do that. And then I can feel my heart beating, and it reminds me of I am here in my body. It's just a very great, simple tool, really quick. If you need to get present, is just to put your hand on your chest and take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. And another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Go ahead and just breathe a couple times like that. Just breathe really easy, really deeply. Just be grateful that you showed up today and that you will get exactly what you need out of this call. You are here for a reason. And I invite you to take a look at everything that is swirling around in your brain right now. And we're going to see all of that float up above your head in different colors. Maybe it's bright colors, maybe it's dark colors. But I want you to have it swirl above your head, and then it's going to pour into a beautiful gold bowl on your left side of your body. So there's a bowl that all of these colors and these thoughts are swirling around in, and this all goes into this bowl. And we're just going to let it sit there. Okay. It's all mixing together. It's everything that came before this. It's everything that's coming after. It's everything that you're worried about. It's everything that you're happy about. It's all in this beautiful gold bowl. And I want you to already start to feel lighter in your body, because all of that is out of you right now. So take another deep breath in and blow it out. And then you can start to blink your eyes open and leave your bowl to the side. Okay, we're going to worry about that bowl later. All right, so now that we're all present in our bodies, put in the chat already if you can feel how that makes you feel a little different. Okay, hi, I'm Lauren. I understand that a lot of you know me, and if you don't, I just want to give you a very brief summary of why I'm doing this. So the reason I wanted to host this class specifically is because I know so many people are going through a lot of heavy stuff right now, and I just felt like sending a mass message to people on there's tools that we can use to help us let some of this go. Okay, there's tools that we have. Exactly. The breathing always helps. Why do we forget such simple things? And that's what I'm here to remind you about too. It's like a lot of this, and what I'm going to share right now too, is the very simple, basic things, because we have been so programmed to be distracted and to get us out of our bodies and to get us inside and away from nature and away from the other things that make us whole and help us function at an optimal place, basically, to distract us, to keep us small, to keep us sick, to keep us, because it's easy to control us when we're like that, right? And so it's just coming back to the basics. It is coming back to the basics, because that is like truly how we thrive. So yeah, exactly. It's the simple things. It is the simple things. So I realized very quickly during my divorce process, which was almost 2 years ago now. It feels like yesterday, but it also feels like a decade ago. I realized I was working with a coach, and I realized I had to let things go immediately, like in real time, if I was to not suffer through what I was going through, because I was going through a lot of hard shit, as a lot of you understand if you've gone through this too. I immediately started sharing, I started sharing kind of in real time about what I was going through after it was legalized, essentially, and respecting the privacy of my ex and everything. But I just started sharing the heavy feelings that came with it. And I understood like how many people were going through that too. They're like, oh my gosh, thank you for voicing this. Like, it's horrible. I went through this before. And I honestly felt like I had no option. Like it was just pouring out of me. I had no choice. I just had to. And so it's really brought me a lot of awareness in my own past and what's really needed to heal from this huge wake up call. So a lot of us get wake up calls. It could be a health scare. It could be a divorce. It could be a financial crash. It could be losing a job or losing a loved one. But we're kind of forced to question a lot of things. And if we take these moments to realize like what we're doing or to question the things that we were always doing, this can be a spiritual awakening. This can make you like crack wide open to a new way of being, essentially. I want to say a quick disclaimer real quick. I'm not a licensed therapist, counselor, or a medical doctor by any means. I just want to say that because if you're having severe issues, please, I trust that you have the discernment to seek those people out if you need them. But however, like I just shared, I am here to show you the basic, simple tools that I have used to help me and countless other people through these things, because I do believe that healing becomes basic. I do believe if we're having enough water, the right nutrient dense food, if we're getting enough movement, if we're getting fresh air, if we're breathing, if we have a strong spiritual practice, and if we're learning to love ourselves, I truly do believe that healing can take place with that. So that's my disclaimer, but I wanted to tell you what I am more importantly than what I'm not, because these are the tools that I have used since becoming a mother, through world chaos, through divorce, and these are what I share with my clients, and it's because they work. So, all right, this is why you're here. So, number one, the way to start letting go of certain things is to identify the stories we are telling ourselves. So let's tap into the stories we're saying to ourselves on a daily basis. Okay, where do we get hung up? It could be certain tasks throughout your day. Maybe you hate certain parts of your day. It could be relationships that feel super heavy or that feel really challenging, and you just like aren't enjoying them, or you're feeling really tripped up on them. What part of life feels really heavy to you right now? And I want you to write down the first thing that comes to mind. The first thing that comes to mind with the heaviness. It can be multiple things too, but just really get into that one thing. And don't doubt yourself, okay? Because that's the first thing is the right answer. Our ego likes to be like, well, maybe it's something else. I should say something else because this doesn't make sense. Like, don't doubt it. Just go with it. Trust yourself. Does everybody have one thing down? Give me a thumbs up if you do on the screen, or just, okay, good. All right. Now we're going to list out, what are you making this mean about yourself? Let's use finances, for example. So finances are hard right now, if that's the story you're telling, okay? What are you making this mean about yourself? Are you making it mean you're lazy? Are you making it mean you're bad at finances? Are you making it mean money doesn't like you? You've never been good with money? You're not worthy of having a lot of money? Are you telling yourself money is always going to be hard because it always has been hard? Identify the stories that you're telling about this hard thing. And if it has to do with a relationship, I want you to tell the story, talk about the stories you're telling about this other person. Okay. They are childish. They are blaming me. They will never get over this. They are stupid. They are whatever. They're petty. They're ignorant. They're narcissist. Okay. If it has to do with another person, go ahead and judge that thing. Talk about the stories you're telling. And then what I want you to do is ask Okay, we're asking God, we're asking Spirit, we're asking the inner depths of our knowing. Is this the absolute truth? Are these stories that I'm telling about this thing the absolute truth? And spoiler alert, the answer is no. So I want you to write a big no next to that. Those stories are not the actual truth. Okay? Just because it's something that you're thinking, just because it's something that's always been in your head for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, it doesn't mean it always has to be that way. And it doesn't mean that's how you were created. And it doesn't mean those negative things about you. So now we're going to start telling a new story. What is a story that feels good to you? What is a story that you would rather be true? So back to the finance example. I am getting better and better with money. Money comes to me daily. I am worthy of abundance because I am. I am worthy because I am worthy. I'm always called to do the right thing. Money is a tool. Money is not evil. Money is a tool for me to help people. What are the stories you're telling about that relationship? That it's hard, that it's like we fight all the time. I don't know what to do. Tell yourself, I always know exactly what to do. I trust myself in this situation. This person's true self is being revealed to me. What are the stories that you would rather be true? You know, if it has to do like with co-parenting. So for example, when I started co-parenting, I had to tell myself that, you know, he's a very capable dad. And I would always say this. I wouldn't even let myself question it because I didn't want to. I wanted him to be, and he is, I wanted him to be a capable dad. I wanted him to have fun with the kids. I wanted him to show up and be reliable. And he was, and he is. So I would always speak in the highest regard to myself about him. Okay. Because the more negative we speak about other people or the situations that we're doing this, the more that is true. And so I want you just to get hyper aware of the stories you're telling to yourself and to other people, and just know that that story is always true. We get to choose our thoughts. So I want you to start to choose wisely. I want you to start to choose it to go with the life that you actually want instead of the life that you don't. Does anyone have any questions about this or any little, can anyone share like a little, oh my gosh, this is the story I've been telling about this? Feel free to put it in the chat if you do want to share it. And if you don't, that's totally fine too. And then I want you to put down your new story too. Okay, this one is fun. So this is like a physical tool. So sometimes it feels good to be doing these physical things for release, especially. So I don't know how many of you heard of tapping, or it's called EFT, the emotional freedom technique. And this is a mindset or technique used to overcome limiting beliefs, fears, self-esteem issues, anxiety. And it was initially created to treat phobias and PTSD. Okay. It's cool because it bypasses the conscious mind and immediately taps into the subconscious and soothes the nervous system. It's science-backed. There's more than 40 clinical trials brought to our attention in the 80s and 90s by a man named Gary Craig, originally developed by Roger Callahan. And it's a form of psychological acupressure based on the same meridians used in acupuncture to treat physical and emotional ailments. So it's actual tapping is what it is. It's a combination of tapping, focus on the problem that we have in our minds, and then adding a positive affirmation to work to clear the emotional blocks, which create imbalances in the body. So the Chinese, acupuncture basically thought is that it's those negative things, they block the flow, that they block the chi in our body, the flow of emotion and the flow of life. And so when our flow of life is cut off, that's when we feel sick. That's when we get injuries. That's when our body starts to fail us. It's because the energy is blocked. And so it helps us to actually physically remove it. And if we can do this without thinking about it so hard, which is what tapping is, because you don't have to think about it, you just do it. And it's super cool what happens. You do notice a release. So these are the tapping points on our body. So the first one is the outer palm. This is called the karate chop point. And so it's just the outside of your pinky right there. And you can see it right here in the little diagram. And so what you're going to do, you just take 2 fingers for all of your tapping points. And then you just tap on the meaty part of your outside of your hand right here. And then the center of your head. So it's kind of actually at the top of your head. It's like your crown. Yep. Is a point. And then your inner eyebrow. So right inside your eyebrow is a point. And your outer eye. So it's not on your temple, but it's on the bone, like the bone of your eye socket, kind of right there. So it shouldn't hurt when you do it. And then below your eye. So it's the eye hole still, but just the below it. And then below the nose dip. Right there. Yep. And then below your lip as well. And then the collarbone points, I like to just take both hands and tap with my fingertips. And it's below your collarbone. So you can feel your collarbone and then just go like a few inches below it, or like an inch below it. And then there's another point that's kind of hard to get to. I don't really use this one very often. It's below your armpit. And so you can either do it with your opposite hand, or with, if you want to be like monkey and do it, you can. It's for women, it's like right where your bra line is. So I don't know, that one's a little tricky, so I don't usually use that one. And honestly, you can go through tapping with just using like 1 point if you want, like a karate chop point. Sometimes I do this if I'm driving, if I'm noticing some stories come up, and I just like, if I'm feeling a little anxious about something. And obviously you have to drive with your hands, but you can use this basically anywhere. Or if you're at a meeting, you can do it under the table. But I want to kind of show you what, sneak peek. Okay, so we're going to actually tap through some points right now, okay? So I want you to start tapping on the karate chop point. So we'll feel this in real time. And you can close your eyes if you want to do that. That might help you get into this. And I want you to ask, what are you looking to release? And what are you looking to let go of right now in this moment? And just really tune into your body. Is it anger? Is it shame? Is it sadness? Is it resentment? Is it self-loathing? I want you just to feel that. And where do you feel it in your body? I want you to notice where you feel it in your body. Is it in your chest, or maybe it's in your gut? Okay, and just feel that feeling. And think of it, you don't have to share it, but we're just looking to activate it right now, okay? Acknowledge the feeling that you're feeling right now. And then give the pain in your mind, the feeling, a number between 1 and 10, 10 being the highest, is very extreme. This problem, this situation, this feeling is very, very painful at 10. But if it's a 1, it's not so bad. It's just very, very mild. It's nothing. And then we're going to go through oh, I'm sorry. We'll stay with the karate chop point first. We're going to state the feeling. So just state in your mind, I am feeling angry. and whatever that may be for you. So I can kind of do some blanket statements here. I am feeling angry. I am feeling sad. I am feeling remorseful. Okay. And then we're going to tap through the points. So start with the top of your head and just say in your mind how you feel about yourself. So it is helpful to repeat some of this out loud sometimes. So if you do this in the future, you can do that. You can do it out loud and talk to yourself. So just say in your mind how you're feeling to yourself. I was angry. I was sad. I felt shame. This is how I felt. I acknowledge it. And through that, I let it go. Just run the movie in your mind and then tap it down to your inner eyebrow. Run this movie, this situation in your mind and just kind of see it playing out. And let whatever comes up just move right through you. And we'll tap the outer eye. And just breathe gently while you do this. Just keep breathing gently. Run the movie in your mind. What would it take to let this go? To feel safe. Tap under your nose. Start to feel safe in letting this go. Realize you can let this go. Tap under your lip. Notice with every tap, it gets further and further away. Tap your collarbones. I want you to ask yourself, is it safe to let it go? What would happen if I let these feelings go? We want to stay safe. If we remember them with tons of detail, our bodies and minds believe we will not repeat it. So us hanging on to this is just us trying to keep ourselves safe. But the truth is we're safe to let them go. You are safe to let this go. Tap at the top of your head. I'm keeping the wisdom that I gleaned from the situation, but I'm letting the feelings go. Tap on your inner eyebrow. On your outer eyebrow, outer eye, sorry. Start to feel safe in your body, grounded and relaxed, and just keep breathing gently. Tap under your eye. It is safe to let this go. I don't have to fix everything at once. I can open the door to healing. Tap underneath your nose. It is time to heal this. Tap under your mouth. Feeling safe, grounded, and strong in every cell of my body right now. Okay, start to breathe in deep. Go ahead and stop tapping and take a couple deep breaths. And after that, now I want you to rate the pain from 1 to 10 again. How does it feel different after the tapping? And you can write down whatever came up for you during that process. Maybe there's a movie that ran in your mind that you weren't expecting. Often, sometimes you're starting to think of something and another thing comes up, and just know that all of that's fine. And this is just kind of an unveiling. It's letting go. It's it's layered. Okay. So every time you do something like this, it might be different. There are so many good tapping and EFT videos and stuff on YouTube. So if this is something you're interested in, you can just look up on YouTube, like tapping to release anxiety, tapping for wealth. Margaret Lynch is really good for tapping for wealth and releasing some money blocks that we have. And so, yeah, I encourage you to try this again and again. And like I said, sometimes it's just one point. If you have access to one point, tap and start to tell yourself the story that you're feeling, and then talk yourself down and out of it, and visualize the thing that you're feeling, and then start to tell yourself that I'm safe to feel this. I'm safe to be here. I'm safe to feel this in my body. And I'm safe to let this go. It kind of looks funny. You look ridiculous at first, but once you realize, you're like, oh, whatever, who cares? Who cares? It works. So if anybody wants to put in the chat like how they felt before, what their rating was before and what it was afterwards, I'd be curious to know if anything shifted for you. Awesome. It was an 8, now you're a 5. Great. You were an 8, now you're a 2. Oh my gosh, so good. That's amazing. I always notice a difference. I always notice a difference. Sometimes I even forget to rate it and I'm just like, oh, in the beginning, and it's like probably super high, but I feel better just after a couple minutes of this. So I hope this serves you going forward. All right. So number 3, third way to release some things is forgiveness. We know this. This is basic, but it's hard to do, right? Sometimes we want to hold on those grudges because like we don't actually want to, but we want to because like who would we be without them? That means we have to look at ourselves again instead of blaming the other people. Or that would mean we'd have to let some things go about ourselves. We'd have to forgive ourselves. So think about people in your life. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your ex, maybe it's your parents, your kids, your friend, or maybe it's you. Write down the first person that comes to mind. And it might not be that you even have any rifts with this person right now. Maybe it's somebody that's passed away. I've had to forgive my deceased father several times. And it's not, it could be nothing that like stands out to you at the moment. It could be from these repressed memories, something that you didn't even know that you're hiding away. So I want you to jot down the first person that comes to mind, okay? And forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay. It's saying you're okay to let it go. I'm sure we've all heard that, forgiveness or not forgiving somebody is like pouring poison into a cup and drinking your own poison. Because you are the one that it hurts when you're not willing to let this go. You don't have to forget anything, but holding on to it is literally just deteriorating you. And this is a process. So this is something that you might have to keep repeating, either for the same person or just in life, right? This is like a skill to cultivate. Because different situations come up all the time. And I mean, especially with people like our parents or something like that, we might need to forgive them several times because it is a process and it's layers deep. Okay. So this has to do with inner child healing, is forgiving our parents and understanding that they did the best they could with what they had at the time. Even if you don't feel that was great or good, it was truly the lessons that you needed to learn. And so I cannot tell you, like I had wonderful parents and I cannot tell you how many times I've written letters to my parents to let some of the stuff go from childhood. So your homework today is to write a letter and burn it. But okay, so before we do the forgiveness piece, you guys, if you know you want to skip to forgiveness, that's fine. But if you have some unsettled feelings towards this person or just stuff you want to get out, I want you to write a letter of judgment to them first. Okay. Just get out all the strong feelings you have about it and rip them a new one. You're not going to send this letter. You're not going to give this letter to anybody, but you're going to just get it all out of your body. So those emotions can't fester inside of you. You're going to physically get it out by writing it down on paper and just let them have it. Just rip them a new one. Just let them have it for everything, whatever you want. No holds barred. Is that what it is? No bars, no hold. You know what I mean? Don't hold back. Okay. Let it all out. And then you're going to rip or burn this piece of paper. Let it go. You don't want that energy in your notebook. You don't want that energy in your room or your house. Get it out of there. And then you're going to do the forgiveness letter. So even if it's hard, because you're like, oh, I'm still mad, or I had all those negative feelings or thoughts towards them, I want you to start to forgive. And like I said, this could be a process. This could take a few times of doing, or it could just take a little while. And sometimes we're not ready. So just wait until you feel like, okay, I can do this. Okay. You can repeat this process multiple times, and honestly, just setting the intention to release it. So after you write that hate letter and release it, set the intention like, this is gone. This is out of me. Just setting the intention to do things, or that, like we set the intention in the beginning of this class, that we are going to release what we need to today, that you're going to get out of this what you need to. It does just that. So set the intention that you are going to release it and that you're letting it go. Okay. How are you guys feeling? I want to know how you're feeling right now. Put it in the chat. Did you learn anything new? Are you like, okay, I can do this? Do you feel a little physically different? Calm. I love it. Isn't calm great? Gosh, calm feels really good. I think that's a great adjective is to feel calm. Lighter, better perspective. Awesome. Yay. So good. Yay. I love that, you guys. Later. Good. More calm, accepting of the situation. Oh, so good. I love that. You guys are awesome. You guys are rock stars for showing up. Seriously. Like I said, not a lot of people will do this. Not a lot of people will look at themselves. It's a very small percent of people that do this work. So I just want to say you guys are doing awesome. And it's not easy. Like unpleasant thoughts and feelings will come up. You will notice that. And it's okay. It's okay. It's all part of our experience here, right? It's all part of the human journey. We're not supposed to be up all the time. We're not supposed to be happy all the time. It's just not possible. And it's not attainable. It's not sustainable. So we are supposed to feel those feelings, but noticing when we can actually let them go and not hold on to those and not make those our life and what revolves, like our life revolve around that. That is key, right? I think that is the magic right there, is knowing that we have a choice. All right, let's drink some water if you're there, and then we're gonna go back to our golden bowl. So take a sip and then just go ahead and close your eyes again real quick and take a couple deep breaths. Maybe put your shoulders back a little bit and sit up a little bit taller so you're not hunched over. And just feel the energy going from your feet up your legs, up your spine, through your chest and your neck and your head, out the top of your head. When you breathe in, pull all the energy up from the ground and then hold it at the top of your head. And then when you breathe out, I want you to push it back down in the earth from the top of your head all the way down your body, okay? So do this again. Breathe up and lift it through your feet to the top of your head. Hold it at the top of your head and then let it go out your feet. So we're just moving your energy, or moving your prana from the feet to the head. This is your life force energy. This is your air. This is your life. And I want you to notice that bowl that you set off to the left side of your body. And we're going to take that and just feel like you're picking it up in your hands right now. And I want you to dump it out. Just dump it out to the side of you. And imagine it dissolving into the earth. Or maybe you have a pile of snow next to you and it's colored your snow. It went from white to all these colors, or maybe it turned black. But that's all the stuff you're ready to let go of, that you're releasing right now in this moment. And take another deep breath in through your nose and out your mouth. And just start to wiggle your toes. And blink your eyes open. And know that you just did an awesome job. You gotta let some stuff go that you didn't even know. Who knows what that was in that bowl? We don't need to know. All right. So I want to tell you about a couple special things that we have going on for as far as specials go. I know the whole entire internet is blowing up with specials. I can't hardly take it. So I'm being super selective by what I let in my world right now. And I've seen so many memes and people saying like, I don't need another big screen TV, like give me a coupon on groceries. And I feel that to my core. And so I don't know, but I also offer what I know is of service and like what I'm here to give to the world. And so if this happens to be you, stay tuned and for a couple more minutes on what that is. And if you're like, you know what, I'm good, I feel good, I don't need help, that's fine. You are welcome to go. And I hope you got out of this what you wanted to. But I just want to share with you a couple things that I have going on right now that I want to share with you. So I have this course that's called Till Death Do Us Part. And so this is for people who have gone through a divorce. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe you're thinking about a divorce. Maybe you've been divorced for 10 years and you're like, I need to deal with this shit that's underneath. This is a course guiding you to peace, clarity, and ease for all stages of divorce or reconciliation. So if there's people, you and your spouse are considering it, but you're not sure, there's a session on reconciliation, and all of the sessions will actually help you with some deep healing. And so hopefully you can be reunited in your marriage and start fresh, and just really come at it from a different angle. So anyways, this is the course that I have for that. And this is what we talk about. So there's inside you get session 1, I help you with decision making. And so you get clarity on whether to stay or go. You get knowledge on how to tap into your own inner guidance. I'm never going to be the one to say, yeah, you need to get out of that marriage, or, unless they're abusing you, then that's pretty obvious. But, or no, you should stay, you should work it out. Like I'm not the ultimate, right? I'm not the ultimate. I'm not God here. Okay. So I just lead you to your inner knowing to make those decisions. There's some new mindset shifts that you can really take to look at different things, how you learn how to heal triggers and upsets. So this tool alone has been instrumental in my relationships, like in life. and dealing with my own triggers and when I get set off. So that's a big part of it. And then nervous system regulation, which is something we all need for sure. Because then we make better decisions coming from a place of not being fearful. And then session 2 is helping you navigate the process with peace. So this is kind of where some people are at rock bottom. Some people hit rock bottom at different points, but I kind of help hold your hand through the rock bottom part. We move stuck emotions through your body, which is kind of some of the stuff we touched on today a little bit. It's identifying and releasing these emotions that are stuck in you. So a lot of like what we just talked about, but different tools for that. We talk about empathetic and narcissist energies. I cannot tell you how many people are like, yeah, but my ex is a narcissist. It's like, well, we are all a narcissist, actually. So I talk about that. Talk about parenting through the pain, which it can be a major, major challenge. So I just want to kind of ease that pain for you. Honing your intuition and manifestation tips. Like, how do you actually want this to go? Right. And then session 3 is cleaning up the aftermath. So it's processing the change. Your life just got turned upside down. Like it just got turned upside down. Maybe your house, maybe your schedules, maybe your obviously time with the kids, and maybe it's work life. Maybe it's everything, which is par for the course. So it's processing all of that, and it's busting through limiting beliefs and telling you like, well, I was just a stay-at-home mom, so I can't make any money. Like we're busting through all the limiting beliefs that you're afraid of and that are keeping you stuck. I talk about coping mechanisms and self-soothing. And so a lot of people fall into super unhealthy patterns. And so we talk about which ways that you actually really want your life to feel. Like, how do you want that to go? Inner child healing, perhaps dating, and then writing your next chapter. So that's actually like one of my favorite sessions because I love to visualize and aim for something that I want to feel true and I want to be true. And then session 4 is the reconciliation. So if that's you and you want to skip right to that one, that's fine. You can obviously do these in any order that you wish. I shouldn't say obviously, some people have it locked in a certain order, but these are not. And so you can always skip to the session you need. And I trust you get what you need from this. So giving it a chance, it's the clarity and it's the heart coherence. So it's like not letting your brain and your ego take over for these decisions, because the ego wants to make it work no matter what, right? And sometimes our logic does, like it doesn't make sense financially or physically to leave, but you know in your heart that you need to. We really tap into the clarity and the heart coherence on that. Embodying new patterns in your relationship, because clearly the old isn't working. So we're going to step into new patterns. Balancing the masculine and feminine energies, which is such an important tool for any relationship to be successful. When the woman is hyper masculine, it doesn't give space for the man to show up. Like no wonder he's cowering and he's not making decisions. Is because if the woman is making them all, or just like trying to control the situation all the time, then it doesn't give space for the man to show up, the masculine. We all have both inside of us, and then it's manifesting your new relationship together. How do you want it to be? And awareness of your soul lessons. What are you learning from this? So that's session 4. And then you get bonuses, a lot of inner work. And so this is like, you get those 4 sessions, and then a big majority of it is you reflecting inwards on to see where you're at, how you got there. And you're never going to look at yourself or another person the same. You just will not. There's meditations in there to ground and cut cords. So ground, you get you in your body and do all the things, and then cut cords from people, places, events that are no longer serving you. You get email support with me throughout the whole experience, and then access to lifetime access to all updates and content. So I'm going to continue to keep adding to this because I have lots of content that relates to this subject. And so I'm going to keep just piling it in there. So that's something you'll always have. And then, so for the weekend or the week, the regular price is $444, and I'm taking it down to $399 for this week only. And there is a payment plan. And so this is, let's see, what day is today? I made it available from today till next Monday. So it's like Cyber Monday, right? So today till next Monday. So it's less than a week that this is going to be available. So through the Black Friday, through the small business Saturday, through all the things. That's what I got going on, because I know a lot of people need this right now. And I know that it will move them ahead leaps and bounds of where to get unstuck and to where they want to be in this healing process. Because it does suck. It is painful, but it doesn't have to take forever. It doesn't have to take you a decade. It doesn't have to take you whatever. Like I said, I've been divorced. It has not even been 2 years. It'll be 2 years in February. And I was teaching classes on this stuff a few months after my divorce. Like, I look back at my pictures and stuff. I mean, I was still crying, like not while I was teaching, but I mean, I was doing some deep, deep healing behind the scenes. And I mean, I was still sharing about that, but because I had a coach and because I had somebody help me through this personal development wise and process my emotions, it did not take me as long. And I'm still, stuff comes up, like he's got a new girlfriend, the moving situation, like shit will still come up with your divorce and your life, because life changes. And obviously you're not a part of that anymore. And so I am still working on this stuff as it comes up, but I can do that from a grounded place. I can do that, make decisions from my heart instead of like lashing out and making decisions from my ego and just being pissed all the time. So anyways, that's where my heart is helping people through this horrible pain, to make it a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing right now. If you know somebody who needs this, I would super appreciate you sharing this with them, because the world needs this. And then Fallon is on this call with us. We are hosting a one-day women's retreat coming up. So this is way more fun than the last subject I just talked about. It will apply to less people because it is local and in person and a one-day event, but that's okay because I love the in-person stuff, you guys. I love the one-to-one connection with everybody. You cannot match that, right? So on Saturday, December 9th, we are having a one-day retreat, and it is at this beautiful boutique. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Okay. In North Branch. And so this is going to be so fun. We have did I put the other slide up? I don't know what the other slide is. We're going to have 2 healing sessions, one by me, one by Fallon. Fallon is like amazing, you guys. She's my friend. We met at the gym, and she is just like cheerleader for life. She's like, oh, hi, what are you? Who are you? What are you about? And like, just started like boosting me up right away. I'm like, I don't even know you, but you're super awesome. And that's what she is. She's just like a woman's cheerleader, and she just has the best faith. And I don't know. So I could talk about you forever, Fallon. And we just sit there and like pep each other up, and it's so fun. And I'm going to help you be releasing some more of this stuff, because when we release more of it, we have more space for the goodness. And then let's say we're going to do healing sessions. There is a professional photographer. Our friend Whitney is flying in from Utah. She was this online thing only meant for women? Oh no, absolutely not. John, nope. Do you know how many messages I get from men? And I'm like, it's cool. I've had men in my groups and stuff before. It's no, it's not just for women. So don't be afraid by any means. This event is specifically for women, this women's one-day retreat, but everything else is both. It's like whoever needs it, right? Like I truly believe whoever needs my message and whoever needs to hear what I have to say, they will show up. So definitely not. I think a lot of men, I'm so happy to be honest with you. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that these men are wanting to heal and wanting to do things differently. So like, no, not just for women. But back to this retreat. Yeah, it's going to be super fun. It's right before the holidays. So it's like gifting yourself that time for you to really just pour into you and a fun day for yourself. So we have professional photographer Whitney, friend, coming in from Utah. She is, what did you just say this morning, Fallon? I have to watch your live with her, but she is Miss Plus USA. Like, this woman has an amazing personality. She is so talented. She took this picture of Fallon here, and all the professional photos you see of me online are from her. If they're not a selfie, they're from her probably. And so she's taking your photographs. And then the owner of the boutique, Rachel, she is helping style you in clothes from the boutique if you want for your photo shoot. And she's giving you 20% off on her boutique for ticket holders only for that day. And so We're going to have a scrumptious lunch, fabulous lunch. Me and her are both super into food. And thank you. Thank you for joining me, Allison. I love you. Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited that you're going to be there. And yes, scrumptious lunch, mocktails, all the things. We like to go all out. We like to spoil you and treat you right. So if this is for you or somebody you know, let us know. We do have a little giveaway. We're giving, this is why I wanted to say this too. We're doing a giveaway on Small Business Saturday. So this Saturday, we're going to give away 1 ticket to a woman who wants this. And so there's little things on Instagram and Facebook about that. So if you're interested in that, just stay tuned to Fallon and my posts about this event, and you can be entered to win. It's super easy. So what's that? Oh, okay. Your next steps. So to wrap this up, I want you to journal out anything that struck you today. So those things that you took notes on, you're going to get a recording of this. So feel free to go back and watch it. If there was a certain part you like, I want to do that again. I want you to journal out anything that struck you and that really just, maybe it didn't make sense to you, or maybe it felt like something coming up. I want you to journal on that. And then don't forget to do the letter of judgment, release it and forgive to whoever you need to do that to. And maybe it's a letter to yourself. Maybe it's a letter to your younger self. Okay. Please reach out to me if you feel called to. I have a couple coaching options. Accountability is the best thing to come from coaching. I have been there where I've digested all the free stuff and it's great and it's well and it's good. And like I have a pile of it with the best intentions. But if I don't have somebody to report to, or somebody checking in on me, or somebody being like, hey, you said you wanted this, where are you with it? You know, in a nice, loving way. If I don't have somebody to hold me accountable, often I don't do it. And that's just the truth about human nature. So I'm here for that. And then I think you all found me on social, so that's awesome. And yes, go get your promos and enter to win our free retreat day. So I would just want to thank you all so much for coming here today, and please reach out with questions. And thank you. You're awesome. Like, you're so awesome for being here and doing this. So I want you to give yourself a little pat on the back too. All right. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you all soon. Good, John. I'm glad it was helpful.